The Delta variant of the coronavirus is sparking a fresh wave of COVID-19 infections here in Europe. After months of relative calm, cases are again rising in many countries. Cyprus currently has the most new infections, with some 800 new cases per 100,000 inhabitants in the past week. The United Kingdom is second with an incidence rate of some 500 cases per 100,000 people. And the Netherlands has also experienced a steep rise with an incidence rate of just under 400. Spain is also facing its fifth wave of the pandemic. More than half of all adults in the country are now fully vaccinated. The number of hospitalizations has remained relatively low, but now they are slowly rising. Like in many other European countries, it's mainly young people getting infected, many of whom have not yet been inoculated. Our correspondent Jan-Philipp Scholz went to the city of Valencia to find out why many young people are less willing to spend another summer under tight COVID-19 restrictions despite the threat of infection.
Finally, some summer. After months of hard work, architect Anna Ebri is ready for a break. In her hometown of Valencia, COVID-19 infection rates have risen sharply, especially among the under-30s. But Anna isn't too worried at the moment. You have to weigh up everything in life. We have to take responsibility for our actions, but on the other hand, we also need to have a bit of fun. We have to find a balance somehow. We can't stop living. I don't think we have reached a point where we need to stop going out again yet. But authorities have recently introduced a curfew here. Bars and restaurants now have to close at 1 a.m. Some accept this, but it seems fewer and fewer young Spaniards are willing to do so. This woman, who doesn't want to be named, got infected after going out partying. She's now in quarantine. To be honest, I would never have imagined that I would get so many heavy symptoms at once, most of all fever. I'm really not well. My whole body hurts. Over 50% of adults in Spain are now fully immunized, but the government has strictly stuck to vaccinating by age group. Most under-30s remain unvaccinated. Pressure is again mounting on the Spanish health system. 1 in 10 COVID tests these healthcare workers carry out come back positive. Hospital admissions are up. This doctor believes that the rapid spread of the virus among young people could lead to dangerous new variants. I'm not saying young people are to blame because they are partying again. They've been extremely restricted for a really long time. I would just say this: keep wearing your masks and don't be too blasé. Young people are dying from this too. Most of all, don't spread it to your family. Anna and her friends have decided they're going to try not to worry too much this summer. But they are concerned that when summer comes to an end, the situation could get even worse.
And our reporter Jan-Philipp Scholz joins us now from Seville. Jan-Philipp, with the virus spreading fastest among young people, are there plans to vaccinate them?
Yes, there are plans. And the good news is that the problem that people refuse their jab is very low here in Spain. Surveys show that the willingness to get vaccinated is among the highest in the world. And also the speed of the vaccination campaign is quite high. More than half of the population is fully vaccinated already. However, the authorities so far, they have stuck to a concept of vaccinating strictly by age group. And this is the reason why almost no one below the age of 30 has received a jab yet. But this will hopefully change in the coming weeks.
What does this spike in infections mean for holidaymakers and the tourism industry in Spain? Because that industry is really important, and this is a high season, of course. Exactly. And Germany, for example, might very well classify Spain as a high-risk area again. This will probably mean a lot of cancellations since people will have to be put under quarantine again back home if they are not fully vaccinated. And this is, of course, a huge blow
for the Spanish tourism industry. Before the pandemic, the tourism sector made up more than 10% of the Spanish GDP and created millions of jobs. So Spain was hoping for a recovery after a horrible season 2020, but those hopes are destroyed now. One representative of the industry summarized it very well in an interview recently. He said, "This is the worst case scenario that we have always feared."
With infections and hospitalizations rising, Jan-Philipp, could Spain be headed towards another lockdown?
Well, I think a real lockdown of the entire country is not very likely at the moment. Decisions regarding restrictions are made on a regional level at the moment, since we're not in the state of alarm anymore. Some regions have reintroduced restrictions and curfews, but on a national level, this seems unlikely at the moment.
Jan-Philipp Scholz, thank you very much. That was our reporter, Jan-Philipp Scholz, in Seville.